All right, so see here, here, bounced up. Oop. Hold on, click, shift, up. Again, we don't want to bounce as high, but we need to be back at 100. So let's double check, make sure we aren't as high as we were previously. So bounce up, down, up, down. Okay, so that's fine. And then we're going to bring it down. We're going to sneak this in a little bit. Bring it down. Flatten it out a little bit. Bring it up. Bring it down. And I'm basically gonna keep this one at 100 because there's, you know, not enough energy for it to really do a whole lot. And then I'm going to drag this down so that it's like on the ground, which is about here. And then what I'm going to do is just drag this to the side. So actually, let me right click and I'm going to motion between the rest of this. Come to here. Let me do this right. Shift, click, drag it over. We'll just center it since that line's there. All right, we'll turn this off and I want to see mask, lock. All right, let's see how this looks. Okay, I'm going to mask our pathway so it doesn't show up in our final render. I'm gonna hit play just to preview it. And snap. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Looks pretty good to me. I could probably go down on some of these squash and stretches. They just seem to be a very squishy ball. Like this one right here. Let me unlock that. Click on it. Yeah, I've got that pretty high. And why I'm doing this right here, this motion between to drag it left, so your eye the whole time is here, and then when it snaps here, the objects like the anchor point and the string are moving and your eye is following this ball. And so right here, the ball pretty much is just kind of going up and down because it's still moving forward. I need to make sure I take out that line. Always check for any little bugs like that. So it's still bouncing forward, so your eye is still trying to catch up to it, but as it loses its little bit of energy and kind of rolls or stops, your eye is still moving and then catches up to it. Okay. So I know it seems like a lot, and really it's just a lot of kind of fine tuning some things here. Luckily, we just did a pendulum, so it just kind of rocks back and forth. And so that's a lot of copy and paste type of thing. But then as you get here, it snaps, you're creating a new motion. So you want to you're going to obviously create a whole new piece of work. So, and if you don't know how to go like forward and back on your timeline, like one frame at a time, if you hit the period on your keyboard and the comma right next to it, comma goes back, period goes forward. Okay, so export. Remember, we're gonna save as PendBounce3. It already exists, yes. Go to File, Export, Video Media. Make sure it's saving to like your Creative Cloud files. And then Media Encoder will open up. Okay. So it's done. This tells me where it's saved to, and I can actually click on that. And it will show me. So PendBounce3, my MP4 file right here. That's the one I need to turn in. You should always be turning in MP4 files. GIFs are okay if you can get it to process correctly and not upload, 180 pictures onto Google Classroom. Because if I see 180 pictures on Google Classroom, I'm not going through all of them. You can export as an MP4 just as easily or even quicker than a GIF. So that is preferred. All right, so go ahead and get that turned in.